First week as PM, and Andy Burnham is back on the buses.
I could have a Rishi moment here if I try and tackle, but I don't want that.
Proud of his success with the bus network in Greater Manchester, announcing the current fare cap on single journeys in England will be brought down from £3 to £2 from January.
It's simple, but it saves people money every day. So I think it will really help people with the cost of living pressures they're facing. It's there for the whole of 2027, and I think it will put money in people's pockets.
It's just one of the PM's new spending commitments. The bus fare cap will cost £500 million, funded by diverting money from international climate projects. Then there's scrapping VAT on electricity, cost £850 million, funded by as yet unidentified savings from scrapping the digital ID scheme. On top of that, he's also committed to an increase in defence spending of in the region of £28 billion by 2030, and suggested he'd like to create a universal social care service, price tag around £18 billion a year. And today he also said unfreezing the personal tax threshold, estimated cost £3.7 billion, was still on the table come the budget. You also said on Monday that the complaint you heard most often on the doorstep was about the freezing of the personal tax allowance. So are you going to do something about that or not?
Well, it's funny these days. You can't answer a question honestly without then people reading everything else into it. It was.
But you are Prime Minister.
It was, yes. But I want to answer questions honestly in this job. As I said before, it was raised a lot. But I then went on to say, but we'll have to look at it at the budget alongside everything else.
While most of these measures might be popular, the Conservatives quick to ask where the money's coming from.
What all this points to, unfunded commitments, flip-flopping on plans and proposals, is the lack of a plan. And it was the undoing of Keir Starmer and Rachel Reeves that they came into office without a clear plan, certainly for the economy. And I think we're seeing the same thing repeating itself now.
But at the bus depot in Bath, the fare cap was going down well.
In Bath, every year has been going up, little by little. So I think a cap on £2, I don't mind that. I think that's a decent idea.
It's getting to the point where I can't afford food every week. I can't afford to get the bus to go to work to earn my money. So it's really nice to see someone focusing on cost of living.
Do you think that's the right move from the new Prime Minister?
It's a very good idea. And I like the idea that he's got his feet under the desk and he's getting on with things within the first 48 hours of taking over.
The new Prime Minister has hit the ground running, but he's certainly creating a lot of difficult trade-offs for his first budget. Romilly Weeks, ITV News in Bath.
Well, the new Prime Minister and his new Chancellor received a welcome boost today with the latest inflation figures. The Consumer Prices Index, which measures the changing cost of a typical basket of goods and services, fell slightly, dropping to 2.6% last month. That is the lowest since March last year, a bigger fall than economists had been expecting and down from the 2.8% recorded in May. But while that means that things are moving in the right direction towards the Bank of England's 2% target rate, there are warnings that rising oil prices could push inflation back up again. Well, our economics editor, Joel Hills, is at a petrol station in London. So, as is usual with these things, Joel, a bit of good news and a bit of bad news.
Yeah, a bit of good news, the bad news being that it doesn't look as if it's set to last. I mean, the big factor here, Mary, is the war in the Gulf. The price of diesel at the pumps, everyone surely with a car has noticed this, fell by 10 pence last month. The price of petrol came down 2 pence too. Food and drink inflation, get this, actually faded last month. It had been expected to march ever upwards towards double-digit inflation by the end of the year. That did not happen. Prices generally across the economy are rising, but not on the scale that many economists had feared when tensions broke out in the Gulf and the war and the conflict started. Now, the weakness of the economy, the subdued nature of the labour market are helping to keep a lid on prices. Households are very cautious about spending, making it harder for businesses to pass on their costs by pushing up their prices. The lack of vacancies in the economy has taken the heat out of wage inflation. And of course, fierce supermarket competition is also helping keeping prices on the shelves in check. Now, Andy Burnham, the new PM, a leader, he says, of a government that is going to be focused on the cost of living, is already unveiling measures to support households. His Chancellor was very pleased with this morning's figures. Falling inflation is a welcome news for families, but there's much more to do to give people the breathing space they need, said John Healey, signalling, of course, that further action is coming. Now, the temporary removal of VAT on electricity and a cap on bus fares is pretty inexpensive for the Treasury, politically will be popular, and will make a difference, not a transformative one, to inflation going forward. It should shave about 0.1 percentage points off the headline rate over the next 6 months. But most economists, I'm afraid, do expect the headline rate to edge up from here. The Ofgem price cap has only just gone up. We'll see those figures come through in the official numbers from the Office for National Statistics next month. And of course, the Memorandum of Understanding between the United States and Iran is fraying very badly. Hostilities have resumed in the Gulf. Market prices of oil and gas are heading up again, and it's just a matter of time before the numbers you see before me will start edging up too.
OK, Joel Hills, thank you. And for more about what we can expect from Andy Burnham's government, from the cost of living to AI and defence spending, watch the latest Talking Politics with Tom Bradby and Robert Peston. You can find it on YouTube, ITVX and any podcast platform.